it's that time of year again. It's the goddamn fucking Super Bowl. The biggest goddamn football game of the whole son of a bitchin' year. And we got some beer, but you need something to fill your belly. You can't just drink all this beer and not feed your belly. Not to worry, my friends. Not to worry. I, Dave, from Dave's Cooking Show, will show you how to put on a feast to satisfy the most carnivorous of tailgaters. Let's start off with a chip dip. Yeah, you're damn right, it's a big game. You can't go to no store and buy no fucking dip in a tub. You gotta make your own dip. And here's my dip. Buffalo chicken dip.
Okay, first thing you want to do is grab a can of chicken and drain the water off and then put it in the bowl. You can, get some chicken and shred it up if you like, but I decided to just go with the canned stuff. Then you want to add just a pinch of freshly ground sea salt and about a tablespoon of freshly ground black pepper, but you can certainly adjust that more or less to whatever you like. Then you want to take a standard jar of sour cream and put that in. Now, if you're going to sit there and whine about, your health, remember, this is supposed to be for a bunch of fucking people. So, yeah. Then you want to take most of a tub of blue cheese. You can eyeball it or just add the whole tub. It's the standard tub that you pick up at any local grocery store. And you want to add that to the mix. Finally, the last ingredient for this dip is adding a liberal amount of buffalo sauce. You want to add at least a half a cup, but kind of eyeball it. You want it to have a light orange complexion to it. And you want to just stir this till it's all nice and blended together. But if you want it hotter, you can certainly add some Tabasco sauce or hot sauce or, adobo sauce or peppers or, So I'm going to add a little bit more buffalo sauce. And you can adjust this heat however you like. But this is actually, the recipe is pretty freaking mild. And that's that. Buffalo chicken dip. Done.
All right, we got the appetizers down. They're going to be fun, and they're going to be waiting around. You got the chip dip and the chips to throw them off for a little bit, but you need a little bit more. You need something a little more substantial, something to soak up a little bit more of the booze. What you need is my version of pizza bread.
Okay, first thing you want to do is you want to grab 2 rolls of pizza dough. You can just pick up the Pillsbury pre-made dough. You don't need to go and make your own dough unless you want to. And then you want to cut it into strips, about 1 inch to 2 inches long. Not too hard to do here. And you want to make sure to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. And then you want to cut along the other way, and you want to basically make about 2-inch squares. So just, big chunks. Nothing too complicated here. And then you repeat this process for the second roll of dough, and I'll be back to show you the next step. Okay, so we've got our dough all in a bowl, so here's the rest of the ingredients. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a full tablespoon of Italian seasoning, half a teaspoon of onion powder, about a cup of bacon pieces, finely chopped up, about a cup of Parmesan cheese, an entire Hormel package of mini pepperonis. Then you want to take 1/3 of a cup of olive oil, and finally, last but not least, 2 cups of mozzarella cheese. And this is the fun part. You basically have to knead all this stuff together. And after it's been mixed well together, you want to take that dough and put it into this bun pan. Try to get it as evenly spread across as you possibly can, and then bake for 40 minutes at 350 degrees. And after 40 minutes, we are done. Just leave the pan on a plate and your pizza bread should just pop right out. And you're looking for something kind of like that. Then you just want to grab another plate and basically flip it around a little bit. And there you have it. Pizza bread. Done.
Okay, you've got the chips and dip, you've got the pizza bread, but you need some fries. But you can't just put out a bowl of French fries. No, we can't do that. What you need is to do some souped up version of fries, and I've got one here. It is my chicken ranch fries, my friend.
Okay, so let's start off the fries. And the first thing you want to do is you want to take 2 decently sized chicken breasts and you want to chop them up. You want about 1.5 pounds of chicken in the frying pan, give or take, and you want some big chunks of chicken. Or you can go small, just depends on what you like. And then, of course, you've got to season it. I've already added a generous amount of pepper, generous amount of salt, olive oil, and I'm not really measuring anything. I'm just kind of eyeballing it a little bit. You know, this is not a very precise, down to the last fucking grain of salt recipe. So just, eyeball it. So we've got the salt and we've got the pepper, and now we're gonna add just a touch of some onion powder and garlic powder, and like I said, just eyeball it, but about 1/2 tablespoon's a good measurement, maybe 1 tablespoon. Like I said, I'm not measuring shit. I'm just throwing it in there, eyeballing it. And then this is just for a little bit of extra flavor. I threw in some sage. I know, a little bit more for turkey, but hey, it works. And then just for a little bit of heat, I'm going to add just a bit of cayenne, about 2 teaspoons or so. But if you want this spicier, you can certainly up the cayenne. And then you want to fry this up until the chicken is done. Okay, preheat the oven for some French fries and put them on a baking tray. And before they go in, make sure you salt and pepper them. Normally, I deep fry French fries, but for this recipe, you do want to bake them. There's exceptions to every rule. So, about 400 degrees, and for about 20 minutes, you're going to want to bake the fries, and you can do this, of course, while the chicken is working. And then you want to grab about, 8 strips of bacon, and you want to chunk them up into fairly small chunks. We're going to need some bacon bits for this recipe, and you want to fry them up. Okay, so in a black iron pan, you want to put your French fries in there first, form a nice layer of French fries, and then you want to add the chicken, pretty liberally, actually. If you don't use the entire chicken up, you can certainly save the chicken for salads or anything else. It's good on its own. And you want to add a fairly decent helping of mozzarella. About that much, about half the bag, a cup, good enough measurement. Then you want to add some green onion to this. Pretty much an entire stalk of green onions that you pick up at a grocery store. Just chop them up and just add the green part. Nothing too tough here. Then you want to take some ranch dressing and pretty much apply a really liberal amount to this dish. I'm going to tell you straight up, flat out, this isn't a health kick dish, but it's the fucking Super Bowl. Who the fuck runs a diet on the goddamn Super Bowl? So just spray it pretty much, like I said, pretty liberally. And then add, of course, the bacon. And you'll pretty much need all 8 strips of bacon. Like I said, this is not a health kick dish. And bacon makes everything better. If you cannot have bacon, either due to a vegetarian or religious reasons, you have no idea what in the hell you're missing. It's nature's perfect food. Then, you want to add 2 cups of Colby Jack cheese. And then you want to put it for about 20 minutes into a 350-degree oven. And after about 20 minutes in the oven, this is what you should be looking at. So, that's chicken ranch fries. Done.
All right. It's about time to bust out the main event. Don't worry, your guests are going to be hungry, but trust me, this sandwich will make the hungriest man be full. And it's really, really quick to do, so you don't got to miss any of the fucking game. It is my Super Bowl sandwich for 2016.
Okay, the only thing you didn't see was me buttering and cutting a baguette roll in half, but I think all of you are intelligent enough to cut bread in half properly. Now, the first thing you want to do is get some prosciutto on the grill, and hopefully you have a better time of getting that shit out of the package than I'm clearly having. Now, of course, it is time to add the salami. And you can use whatever salami you like. You want to give that a couple of seconds to fry up there. You're kind of more or less just rendering the fat out of it a little bit. Okay, then it's time to give your prosciutto a flip. And it's time to add the last ingredient to this sandwich. And I'm going to go with a nice bit of provolone cheese. Now, you can use whatever cheese you like, but, you know, kind of an Italian theme a little bit. So I'm going with some provolone. And you want to put the provolone on top of the prosciutto. Give the salami a flip. Will be a little slimy, but just put your finger on it for a couple of seconds. You won't burn yourself. And then give the salami a slice of provolone as well. And just for me, I did put a lid over my prosciutto just to help the cheese melt a little bit. Okay, so we're about ready to assemble this sandwich. So you got the bottom of the baguette roll nicely toasted, and we're going to start with the prosciutto layer, then add a little bit of salami, and then finally top it. And that's it. That's the Super Bowl sandwich. Easy peasy, fucking anybody can do this, and it tastes delicious, and it'll feed a crowd.
And those are my dishes for Super Bowl 50. I remember thinking about this Super Bowl when I was a kid and thought it was so fucking far off. Like, there's no goddamn way that, you know, I could conceive of Super Bowl 50 being a thing. And now it is. Time flies, I guess. Anyway, the great thing about most of these dishes is you can prepare them in advance so that you don't have to miss most of the game. The dip can certainly be prepared in advance and almost everything. The only thing that really can't is the sandwich, but as you've seen, that's really fucking quick. So, hope all of you have a great Super Bowl, and if you're throwing a party, give all these dishes a shot.